Hey, Mr. Parka here, and I'm here to do another director spotlight. The director I've chosen to do is Tim Ritter, and Tim Ritter has been doing independent movies since the early 80s. He was probably one of the originators in the underground horror movie circuit, and one of the first directors to direct something directly for the video market with the film Truth or Dare. Tim Ritter's first film was the movie Day of Reaper, his first feature film. It was a Super Silent 8 movie. They shot it with no sound, and they dubbed it all in later. It's really hokey, and the dubbing is atrocious.
We got word of his escape early this morning. He's left quite a carnage here, and I'm glad you came here first so we can catch him. If you're the last one left he wants to kill out of that group of people, and I think we can use you as kind of like bait, and then when he attacks you, I think he will attack you, no matter where you are. Somehow he's found all of your friends, and probably you. We'll catch this guy as soon as he attacks you, okay?
Okay.
But it was obviously inspired by things like Halloween, and he was still in high school when they made this movie. You can get it from the Sub Rosa. It was limited. I'm sure there's still some old VHSs floating around, but probably pretty hard to find. It's a DVD VHS release, and the movie, I must say, this is definitely one of my least favorite Ritter films. He was very young, but the thing that stood out to me was the music. There's really, the movie is your typical slasher film, stalking girls, and at the very end they bring in another killer to fight the killer, and it got really silly and goofy and a little all over the place, but you could tell that there was potential in there and a lot of heart to make films. Their next movie, he actually paired up with Joel D. Wynkoop, who is a famous B-movie actor, and they were kind of partners from then on for a very, very long time, and they had a history together before that. They grew up in South Florida together. He used to be his babysitter, actually. He was 4 years older than him, so when he started making movies, Joel joined in. He helped him distribute Day of the Reaper. They went to video stores and sold $25 back in the day, so they brought out the movie Twisted Illusions. This is original VHS, original cut. I have not opened it. Tim Ritter actually helped me track this copy down. I contacted him. Nicest guy ever. Helped me track this down. I don't want to open this because it's rarity, but I also have the Ultimate Edition, which was from SRS, which was released later, and it's kind of a merging of 1 and 2 together. But you don't get all the clips from 1 in here, so I went down and I got the VHS. Therefore, this is interesting for note that it does have a scene, a short, that none of the other shorts have in it from the Twisted Illusions films 1 and 2, about a Bigfoot clip. I'll show a clip of that right here. Just a small little clip, but
What was that?
Nothing, probably some animal.
There. Right there.
What? Where?
Right there.
I don't see anything.
Look, right by that tree. It looks like eyes.
It's not moving.
You sure?
it's very cool. It's just a thing Tim Ritter shot. I don't remember exactly what for, but that is not in any other of the footage, so the only way to see it is in there. But the one I will be talking about more is the Gold Edition, which has all the clips from the first Twisted Illusions movie in there. He actually gave me this so I could see all of them, which was very awesome when I got the tape from him. But the thing about Twisted Illusions is, of course, the infamous tale on there is the Truth or Dare tale, starring Joel D. Wynkoop, and it was later made into a feature film, which is probably the most famous film. But I must say, I actually prefer the short. I think that the short, Joel D. Wynkoop, I think, does an amazing job. I think that he just seems very realistic, and It's something very special about it. It's comical, it's gory, it's creepy and disturbing, yet it's very sad. And the music in there really gets to me. Everyone knows the story about it, and Tim Ritter was infamous for his twist. All his movies have twists, kind of like the a la EC Comics, Tales from the Crypt type twist in his films, obvious inspiration there. He is definitely a fan, then a director. You can tell all his films are inspired by other films. This was kind of like their Twilight Zone type deal, and half the segments were directed by Joel D., half were directed by Tim Ritter. So the clips in here, Truth or Dare is the best. That's the Tim Ritter one, made into a feature length. I can't recommend that clip enough. You could probably find it online, or you could find the original Twist Illusions and buy it if you'd like. I'm sure it's on other things as well. But Joel D. Wynkoop's performance is great. If anyone doesn't know the story, he catches his wife, wants to break up with him. He has a nervous breakdown, picks up a hitchhiker, and ends up playing Truth or Dare with her. Won't give away the twist, but you guys probably already know it.
Now I dare you to cut off your hand!
All right, I will! What? Truth or dare? Ask me, truth or dare? Dare? What? You dare me to kill my wife? No, I can't kill my wife. Just because she kicked me out. I still love her. She's a nice woman. I won't kill her. Ask me something else. Ask me something else. Ask me truth or dare again. Ask me. What? Truth or dare? Dare? Yeah, dare. You dare me to rip out my tongue? Okay, I'll do that. I'll rip out my tongue.
The other shorts on here are Capricorn Network, which is a really fun, just desserts type deal about a cheapskate stealing free cable and something bad happens to him. About people, the funny thing about Everybody Must Die, Mind the Stairs. I think that's a Joel D. There's also one that's pretty cool about somebody finding a VHS tape. It kind of it seems like a precursor to Slaughter Tales or something like that. Putting the VHS tape into, and then the killer comes out of the tape and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of the other clips in here as well. There's one where unsatisfied housewife. There's like a little scene kind of reminiscent of Creepshow in there with Hal Holbrook and boom, Adrienne Barbeau. But Twisted Illusions is a lot of fun. I dug this. This was, I think, their first good movie, and you could tell. And Truth or Dare is one of my favorite shorts of all time. So there we go. And then, of course, the feature-length film was made, Truth or Dare. This was made in '86, I believe. The Twisted Illusions 85 and Day of the Reaper is 84. But Truth or Dare is pretty much a bona fide cult classic. The picture quality is not great, period. There's no real way to find great picture quality of Truth or Dare. It doesn't look that good at all. Some people mistake it for a shot on video. I have done it originally a long time ago. But Truth or Dare is the feature-length version of the short story. Basically, the first quarter of the film happens, and then he tries to attack people, gets put in a mental institution, escapes, and all sorts of insanity ensues, a giant killing spree. That's where the copper mask comes into. And essentially, from here on out, every movie that Tim Ritter involved with somehow had a shout-out to Truth or Dare. Almost every single little thing, there was a little bit of Truth or Dare in there, or a shout out to it, and you can appreciate that. They shout out to a lot of their big movies, but they have a lot of inside jokes about their old movies as well in the background. You could spot that in here. But if you guys have not seen Truth or Dare, it's a very cool movie, unintentionally funny at points, but some of it's really cool. Like I said, in the documentaries here, he has a documentary that came out called Crimson Carnage, the making of Truth or Dare, and he points out something about the best part about it was the victims range from all ages. There's no one is safe, and I always can appreciate that in a horror movie, because if you feel like a safety, it kind of eliminates the scary factor, if you will. But there's a great scene in here with the asbestos felt and the hand grenade. People will know what I'm talking about. The game of Truth or Dare is awesome. And the lead in here has this cheesy TV soap opera quality about him that makes you seem... he almost seems legit.
Sharon! Oh my God! Sharon! I can't believe it.
Mike.
There's the comedy with the cops in there as well. But if you have not seen Truth or Dare, this comes with the making of on there and commentary tracks and whatnot. And you got to check out the commentary tracks with Joel D. Wynkoop and Asbestos Felt, because they're... I believe they do one for this one. No, they do not do one for this one, but they do it for feature films later on. But yeah, this film is definitely worth your time, and it's definitely one of those oddball movies. It's an oddball title made at an oddball time, and it's just really, really weird. There's stunts and slasher and action, and really kind of like a Halloween-esque type deal. But that's Truth or Dare, and I would recommend that to check it out for everybody. Their next movie they made directly after, that was actually their most expensive movie, and as time went down, his budgets got smaller, which is kind of weird. But the market changed. Everything changed. Ooh, that's not good. But anyways, we have his next movie, which is Killing Spree, which actually starred the hand grenade guy from Truth or Dare, Asbestos Felt. And you have the Camp Motion Pictures release. This movie is actually released on several VHS labels at the time. And we have this really, really cheesy Eden Entertainment released a bunch of other stuff. I never even opened this edition. I'm sure it's really, really crummy looking. But... this movie here is a really oddball. Asbestos Felt as all his movies involve, like Tim Ritter's movies involve cheating and spouses cheating and cheaters and stuff like that. He obviously is not a fan of cheaters and people doing things like that. Truth or Dare, all that was Twisted Illusions. And of course, Killing Spree, it's about a jealous husband who finds his wife's diary of cheating on people with like the delivery man and electrician and the TV guy, and he goes on a killing spree and kills everybody that she comes in contact with, including friends and things like that. But the kicker is, I don't really want to spoil it, but it is like the last entire third of the movie, so spoiler alert, do not watch this video for 35 more seconds. Okay. All the people that are killed by him come back as zombies in a really cheesy, fantastic way. This one definitely, like the scores, I remember hearing the scores in Killing Spree and being like, man, I know that score. And then watching the special features, the composer was actually told to kind of mimic or kind of style his score after certain movies, and I recognized the Creep Show part. I just knew it. But the last part of this movie is really silly, and of course it has an old lady scene in there where is really funny, similar to the old lady scene in Truth or Dare. People know what I'm talking about. But Killing Spree is oddball, and Asbestos Felt just goes over the top, and he's a complete maniac, and he's really, really odd and weird.
Hey, but she tells me that you're into judo.
Karate, man. It's the ultimate in self-defense. Plan to open my own school someday, teach it, instruct it. What's so funny?
How about a live demonstration? I mean, all this stuff seems like hocus pocus to me. I mean, you know, you think about it. One bullet, hey, and you're out of the game, buddy.
Hocus? 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 Yeah, I'll give you a live demonstration. Go ahead. Take a swing at me. Yep. I'm taking your head off, pretty boy. Hey man, what the hell's the matter with you? I'm just giving you a damn demonstration. What's your problem? Alright, you want a demonstration? I'll give you one you'll never forget, laughing boy. Now listen, man, just give me the money over the set and I'll let it all go. Laughing boy. Crazy wacko. Gotta be put away.
And watching the special features and the commentaries of Best of Film from Joel D. Wynkoop was absolutely hilarious about how they were talking about getting replaced if they did something wrong on the set by each other and whatnot. And later there was a gag on Creep that they would replace each other and things like that. But I would also check out Killing Spree just because it's such a weird movie and the ending really, really, I really do enjoy. And it's a really fun, goofy movie, but has a certain charm to it. I did enjoy it, and I would check that one out. And then there was a 7-year hiatus for Tim Ritter, and then he came out with Wicked Games, the sequel to Truth or Dare. Could not use the Truth or Dare name because Madonna made her movie. Never seen it. Don't really want to see it. I'm sure it's an excellent movie, but I'm no interest in it. The Wicked Games, too busy watching stuff like this. But the sequel to Wicked Games, this is kind of an oddball movie. I watched the snuff version first, which is kind of odd, but I'll get into this one. The sequel is really weird. I don't want to give too much away. It has a definite twist ending. One you may see, one you will not see, unless you read about the film. But I do like this because Joel D. Wynkoop has a character in here, Dan Hess, who reoccurs in several of his movies and is talked about in other of his movies as well. And he does a good job. It's nice to see Joel D. Wynkoop have a larger role. But this movie is basically a complete insanity with tons and tons of cheaters and nasty spouseness and stuff like that. And I'm not sure which one I appreciate more, which version of the film. But essentially, Joel D. Wynkoop plays I believe he's a doctor, and then we have a private eye, and then another a psychiatrist and stuff like that, and they're all interlooped in these weird sexual triangles, and people who are cheating start ending up dead, and you don't know who the killer is, and there's somebody's wearing the copper mask and whatnot. But the twist ending is really cool. I like the second twist ending just because I didn't see it coming, and I was like, wow, that surprised me. So if you're a fan of this, you should check it out. And plus, there's a really funny scene where a bottle gets broken over a guy's head in a restaurant, and he eats his cheeseburger.
It was so bad. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I just watched her turn him on. It was so bad. I walked into the room. I didn't know what to do. I killed myself. Kill them and then kill myself.
Hey. Maybe you hit the nail on the head there, Gary.
What do you mean?
Maybe you should do that. Just get it over with. Kill yourself. Like this.
I feel much better now, Gary. Oh, don't I look better, Gary?
Gary, you alright?
Then we have next, which was Creep, which has Kathy Willits in it. And this time when this movie was made, Kathy Willits was really big because she was like considered America's most popular nymphomaniac. A little before my time, I was about 9 years old. Although I would have been probably interested in hearing about it as a kid. I don't think I remembered that hearing about it. But it also stars a lot of Tim Ritter regulars. The lady from Wicked Games is in it, and Joel D. Wynkoop, of course, gets to star in it as a serial killer here. And Kathy Willits with her enormous breasts, their brother and sister kind of psychopaths. And it's cool because Joel D. Wynkoop is absolutely insane in this movie. He gets to go ballistic, and he does that really, really well. When you don't give him limits, he's just a very, very energetic, insane actor, and he plays nuts very well. This movie has a lot of sleaze and a lot of grease to it, and there's some great scenes in here when he looks at the pawn shop guy and eats his cheeseburger and just stares in his face and wipes it all on his shirt. I love that. Or when he's like, that boy was a porker. There's some good funny things in here, but there's a lot of sleazy stuff in here.
If you want to see something, I'll show it to you. What the fuck? Germs, you know. Tell you what, I'll take it all. Lay the fuck down!
Hey! I want my TV set! Hey! This pawn shop sucks.
What you think, pawn boy? Ooh! Ooh! Oh! Oh! Got nothing to say now? Gotta burn rubber now. Hate to eat and run. Got things to do, boy.
And the ending is probably the best part about this movie. I do think the ending was actually pretty cool. I remember even watching this years ago on an old VHS I used to have with the ending and the, I don't want to give anything away, but it's a pretty good ending. And of course, it's not necessarily, there's a twist in the movie, but the very, very ending's not a twist. It's just kind of like, oh, crap. But we have a Rambo-like cop girl who's kind of like a, definitely a renegade, vengeance type of vigilante, and she goes after Angus Lynch, who's this bad serial killer who escaped, who's completely ballistic and obviously has like a mommy-daddy complex. He has a weird incestuous thing with his sister. Really sleazy, dirty stuff with some nudity and whatnot, and some weird, goofy humor that sometimes seems out of place. The scene where he gets dressed up as a woman is really odd. Of course, all these films come with commentary on here, and again, there's a great cameo by Augustus Phelps where he plays Tom Russo from Killing Spree, and the interactions between him and Joel T. Wynkoop are awesome, and the commentaries, again, is very funny on this with those two as well. And the Tim Ritter commentaries are always very informative.
I'm Angus.
Shit, Angus.
Angus Lynch. Mind if I join you?
Whatever.
How about a drink?
What the hell are you wearing? You look like you just came from a goddamn pajama party.
Yeah. Something like that.
So do you want to play Truth or Dare?
Get real.
You must have come from the slammer or something. Nobody's got any outfits like that around. What, you just get out of jail or something, or
Then the next film that he did was the third Truth or Dare, Screaming for Sanity. And I like this one just because, again, it kind of makes Joel D. Wynkoop a hero, and he reoccurs as Dan Hess. And there's actually some pretty cool fight scenes at the end of this movie. And again, the twist is pretty cool. I can't think exactly. This is the one that focuses more on the media and how the media ends up like warping and controlling everything and making heroes out of these killers. And it's actually directly related to the first one, the baby that was killed, the baby and woman that were killed in the first Truth or Dare. This is about the husband who's getting vengeance, and he's angry that these monsters are getting these fame. And I think that's a very kind of an accurate portrayal of things. You know, people idolize these monsters, but everyone has these weird kind of intrigue to serial killers and things like that, but sometimes they are glorified, and I think that is a great way to tackle it here in this film. It does it fairly well. The twist is very good as well, and I enjoyed Joel D. Wynkoop got to show some of his karate moves in there, but that's screaming for Sanity, which is the third Truth or Dare, and I would recommend that one as well. Then we have Endangered Species, which is kind of an oddball title. That came out in 98. See, Creep came out in 95, Wicked Games 94, Scream for Sanity came out in 98, and I believe this one came out in 98 as well. And Tim Ritter did not direct this whole film. This is Alien Species, Endangered Species, Alien Agenda. And you know, I really didn't care for this movie. There's 3 clips in here. The first one, it's kind of like these narratives of people talking about being abducted by aliens. Not bad. The second one is the wraparound story with Debbie Rochon, which is very kind of confusing, and just I did not enjoy it. And the third is kind of like this drawn-out chase with these little miniature robot scenes. That the little miniature robots are the only thing cool. But the one that Tim Ritter directed has a Ransom in it, which is Joel D. Wynkoop, and he's kind of like this renegade going through the Florida Everglades with long hair and fighting stuff. And his stuff, I do enjoy that short on here, but the other ones I don't dig as much. Joel D. Wynkoop gets kind of played like the Wolverine-esque character, and that's cool. And they incorporated some monsters and stuff like that, and I can appreciate that. I do enjoy their clip, do not enjoy the rest. There's a great line in here that said, "Where were you going? Guess I lost my exit to Disneyland," or something like that. So if you want to check it out, I would recommend the one short. I just can't get into the other ones. It seems like a very confusing mess. And that is Alien Agenda, Endangered Species.
What are you doing here?
I was looking for Disney World. Must have missed my exit.
Who sent you?
And then we have, I think, probably my personal favorite, to be honest, Dirty Cop, No Donut, which came out in 1998, I believe. And this stars Joel D. Wynkoop, and it's kind of groundbreaking and way before its time. It's kind of like a spoof on cops, but somebody falls around this crooked cop and shows what he does throughout the day. It's Joel D. Wynkoop just being ridiculous, and it's a great take on... the most funny thing is he has this warped sense of justice, but a lot of the times he does the right thing, but just does the wrong thing right after. It's really amazing, and he really creates this really crazy nut character that's just multi-layered and hilarious and disgusting all at the same time. But this is amazingly funny, and you have to see it, and a little bit maybe disturbing at points, but I love the scenes in here. He's farting, he's going to carry, hey, can I get what I want? Opens a pop, puts it back, drinks it, takes a donut. Absolutely hilarious stuff here. And the thing about this edit is it's actually a 2-hour edit, and it takes the first movie, which is 80 minutes, and part of the second movie with the Joel D. Wynkoop stuff, and that's 40 minutes, makes a 2-hour edit, and separates Dirty Cop 2, I Am a Pig, with Donald Farmer as a 40-minute by itself movie. But I must say, I enjoy the 2-hour cut of this with all the Joel D. Wynkoop stuff as one movie. I think it's fantastic. And I think the second part is really hilarious because at one point Joel D. Wynkoop gets caught. You find out some things about him. And he comes out and he's been cured. And he has a super fan who's filming him, and he's like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And he's wearing this shirt, and he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, why are you wearing that pussy shirt? And he's like, I like this shirt. And then he pushes him, and he relapses, and he goes completely nuts. And it's absolutely hilarious, smart stuff here, and it just was way predicted way before reality TV got completely out of hand.
My daddy was a cop. My grandfather was a cop. So that's what I wanted to be. I was almost in, but their damn psychological tests. I couldn't pass them. Couldn't evaluate me as sane or something like that, so they said. All I'm trying to do is set the world's wrongs right. I have to put up with this kind of shit and the vermin that spit and yell at you and call you names and say, hey, you pig! I'm gonna blow you away, man! I mean, sometimes I wonder why I'm even doing this. Whew. What a night, huh? Vagrants, drunks, rapists, hookers. See you something, huh, film boy? Yeah. Nice stack of little titties, huh? Yeah. That black meat's sweet.
Hey, where have you been? Are you on duty? Did you get the call?
What call?
I called about a domestic dispute about 15 minutes ago.
Somebody ought to be here any minute then.
Well, my neighbor's going to kill each other. They've been keeping me up all night. I've called about it. They're throwing dishes around. I don't know what's going on over there. Is there any way you can just go over there and like talk to them? Screaming and yelling at each other all night long.
Kind of having a dinner break. Can you just knock on the door and tell them to settle down in there? Tell them you're trying to get to sleep.
I can't do that. I don't want to get hit or hurt. That's what we're paying you people for. You mind doing that?
Guy's a pussy. You don't want to get hurt?
What's with this?
Don't worry about it. He's with me. You a pussy boy?
No.
Then why don't you stick up for your rights? Beat on the door and go, hey, assholes, keep it down.
What are we paying you people for? Can't you just come over and take a look at it?
Fuck me!
Some more bad people. It's been a while since you've seen the outside, but I'm sure he's just as crazy as he used to be.
You Sam Farmer?
Hey, there he is. Yeah, you Gus?
I'm Gus Kimball.
You're Gus?
How you doing? Yeah.
You don't
Thanks
look...
for meeting me here.
My car's right over here, man.
All right, great. How are you?
All right.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
So how you been?
I've been all right.
I haven't written even, what, about a year? I haven't heard
It's
from you.
been about a year. But I've been here and in the jail for 2 years, and I was at the Ritter psychotherapy ward for about 3 years, kind of messing with my head and stuff because of all the stuff I did in the past. But the Dr. Hess guy kind of straightened me out and didn't have anything to wear. I just got this stuff that some of the jailers gave me. They were pretty nice to me.
Dude, what is up? You are not the same Gus Kimball I was writing to. What's with the shirt?
I know. The doctors helped me a lot, and now I'm not like that anymore. The doc really helped me a lot with he said my head was so wrapped up in trying to be a cop. My dad wasn't a cop to begin with. I just watched so much TV that I was kind of whacked. But I appreciate you writing me all those years. Should I like look in the lens, or I guess talk to you more?
Talk to the lens.
No, okay.
Hey, what's up with that shirt, man? That looks real pussy looking.
What?
You're not the same Gus Kimball.
Hey, this is the nice shirt that the jail guys gave me.
Oh. Well, come on, let's go. I'll drive you over to mine.
All right. Because I like this shirt. The pink, it kind of makes me think very tranquil and stuff. So I'm very happy.
This is a
So if you can run me back to my...
Yeah, I'll take you back to your place. I've been keeping it up for you, too.
This is all I have.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I kept your stuff in good condition for you while you were gone.
As for the second Dirty Cop No Donut with Donald Farmer does a good job playing a crooked cop, but he's really sleazy. He's really good at it. It's more of a serious film, and I did not dig it as much. I just kind of missed, Gus Kimball. I thought Gus Kimball was amazing. He's probably one of my favorite characters. Had me in tears. Commentary on here with him playing Gus Kimball and watching the video and telling people. They do a great commentary where he's actually Gus Kimball and he's with a cop and a psychiatrist, and he tries to justify everything he does. And he's like, "That's not me. That's CGI. That's CGI. Just fast forward through this part. Come on, just fast forward through this part." It had me in tears. I seriously was about in tears. Highly recommended Dirty Cop No Donut, the 2-hour cut. Check out the Donald Farmer one if you're interested. He does a good job of being creepy. I'll tell you that much. But
how are you feeling? Does your head feel like it's going to come off?
Where am I at?
Where are you at? That's an excellent question. Excellent question. I always heard you were a smart girl, and now I know it. Because no dumb bitch would ask such a smart question like that.
You're a fucking creep. Where am I at?
Well, you're here with me. That's all you need to know. I'm a cop. And
You're
I'm
a
here.
crazy ass cop.
I'm
Do you
here
know
to-
the fuck I am?
Yes, I know exactly who you are. And Mr. Cameraman knows too, don't you, Mr. Cameraman? We know exactly who you are and who your mama is.
You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. Do you understand what's gonna fucking happen to you?
Well, let me see. If I hadn't invited you here for my little party, your mama was gonna fire me.
And then we have next, we have Beyond the Lost World, the Alien Conspiracy. Again, another segment, and I'll just go into the Tim Ritter segment here. Again, involves Cope Ransom. And this one involves him kind of being bribed into doing another job where he has to steal another artifact. This one, he kind of runs through the jungle. It's not as good because he doesn't have as much dialogue. He does have some fight scenes and whatnot at the end, but it's just, it's a little bit, as a whole, it's a better movie. The first story is actually decent. It's actually a good story, and the second half is a decent story. It's much better than the first one as a whole, but the first, the Tim Ritter segment in the first Alien movie was better. This movie's not horrible, but again, you get to see Cope Ransom return to do some more badass fighting stuff. Not a horrible movie, pretty decent stuff here. It's nice to see Joel D. Wynkoop. Better than the first one, so that's Beyond the Lost World.
Need a hand, boy? You're the first two-legged critter we've caught in that thing.
This two-legged critter's gonna kick your butt.
I'm the Gold Glove champion.
Listen, boy. Only 2 times I take off my jacket. That's to make love, kick alien butt.
That's the best you got.
What the hell are you, man?
if you're interested. In the next movie, Tim Ritter only wrote a segment, and he wrote the segment The Clone, which is, I watched the Clone segment only just to see his work. I'll probably watch the rest later, but his story he wrote, he did not direct this one in here, is about this nerdy guy who's picked on constantly at his workplace, and he sees this ad for this clone, he gets a free thing, so he puts it on, and the women go nuts for him, he gets laid for the first time, tells him not to put too much on, of course he puts too much on, and it has horrible after effects. Kind of funny, kind of, straight to the point, kind of a cool idea there, and, your typical just don't get greedy on things like that. Not a bad story at all.
So, you want another go at me?
Look, Freddie, I really don't know what happened yesterday.
Freddie, you can't talk to me like that, you little tweet. I'm gonna kick your scrawny little ass.
Pete, wait! Let me handle this.
So, Suzette, what are you gonna do to me today? Tear all my clothes off with that letter opener?
Something like that. Stud.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop! Suzette, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Smells crazy! Oh, kill it!
And then we have Twisted Illusions 2, which came out much later than the first one. This is 2004 to 85, so 19 years later or something like that. And there's 3 stories in here. One's done by I don't know his name, but his story is kind of like revenge from a book. Kind of like it has a Halloween type S to it, seeing somebody killing somebody through someone else's eyes, and the twist at the end of that's pretty decent. The next story in here is The Part, which is directed by Joel D. Wynkoop, and I would highly recommend The Part. It is probably his best thing ever. It will make you cry. It'll make you say, "I'm just practicing for The Part." If anybody knows what that is. I know I probably shouldn't be talking about stuff not directed by Tim Ritter, but I'm going to talk about this one anyways because it's in his movie. But, and also, the segment in here is also used in Dirty Cop No Donut. At one point, for the second Dirty Cop No Donut movie, the segment in here is used in that as well. Where he talks about, like, the Star Trek acting like actors. Basically, all his movies take place in Sunnyvale. Like, Truth or Dare, everything's Sunnyvale. This character is from Sunnyvale. Gus Kimball gets sent to Sunnyvale. It's almost like his Arkham Asylum for all his crazy characters to get sent to and stuck into. And Dr. Hess is there as well. But, the story of The Part is about a mental patient who gets out who wants to become an actor. He basically is fine. He's like went from violent to like timid and nerdy, but he ends up getting out and he goes to an audition and these guys push him to become this troll of a crazy guy. And he's like, I'm just practicing. Where's my chainsaw? Did you hurt my grandma? Did you hurt my grandma? And he goes around scaring people just to get into the role. And he's like, and then after he does it, there's all these montages. He's like, he gets in their face, like, just practice for the part. It's
Well, I'll shoot you with this ripple. What, the bottle ripple?
Hey, just practicing for the part. Hey, just practicing for the part.
Get away from me, you fart!
Yeah, can you help me? Let's see. Give me all your money. Give it to me. That's all you got? This is it? Yeah. That's a good thing, because I'm just practicing for the part.
It's really hilarious and great, and the best in this segment for sure. The third segment is Tim Ritter's segment, which is about, and has a really funny twist about a woman who's just completely, lived a I can't say that word, but she lived a very bad life where she has done a lot of bad things, cheated, slept, ripped people off, stolen stuff, and somebody's chasing her, and she's wondering why he's chasing her. He has a lot of energy. He does a great job, the guy chasing her. He's in a suit. He's just completely nuts and over the top and hysterical. And the end twist is actually pretty funny. I think that a lot of fans in the groups on Facebook, all the horror movie groups, don't want to give too much away, will get a kick out of it. That's Twisted Illusions 2. I'd say check this one out. You know, anthologies are always fun.
Tapes!
Run, fast as you can! Run, fast as you can!
I always forget that last part.
Oleoxidinco! Oleoxidinco!
Then I want to talk about the Wicked Games, the Snuff Edition, which was remastered in 2004-2005. And this, honestly, it takes the original Wicked Games, which is not too disturbing, maybe a little disturbing, and it makes it, honestly, very, very disturbing movie. I was watching this thinking that it was something like an August Underground-like type deal, which is really weird. And I gotta say that the movie Dirty Cop No Donut was like a precursor to a lot of, like a comedy version of August Underground at points. And that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. But the Wicked Games Snuff version is really, really creepy. And Tim Ritter will constantly do like a repeat on things. Like a lot of times in his films, you'll hear like repeat lines, like back to back to back, and the editing kind of get crazy. And the thing here is this movie's all that, and it's really kind of the disturbing point. There's a lot of stuff in here that's not from the original Wicked Games, and there's that really nasty picture on the bottom there. But this movie's actually disturbing. The ending's completely different. I like, oh, what do we do now? 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 Where do we go from here? Where do you go? Something like that. And I really enjoyed the ending. I think I like the ending on this one better, and I think I actually was a little more disturbed, a little more confused at this one as well. But I think that the idea here, it was a very cool, very different way to make a movie, and it goes to show you what music and what editing the power of music and editing can completely change a movie. If you can see both Wicked Games, I would recommend it. I want to hear other people's opinions on them, but this one is vastly more disturbing. For the sickies out there that like the sick stuff more so, check this Wicked Games out before you check the other one out, although you won't understand the third one if you only see the Snuff Edition. And then
Hey, maybe you hit the nail on the head there, Gary.
What do you mean?
Maybe you should do that. Just get it over with. Kill yourself. Like this.
I feel much better now, Gary. Oh, don't I look better, Gary?
Gary, you alright? You look like you just watched me blow my head off or something. Hey, have you ever played Truth or Dare?
Yeah, when I was a kid. My cousin and I used to play all the time. Why?
Ah, let's play a game right now. It'll help you get your mind off of all these problems.
What? I don't get it.
Oh, I bet you don't. Isn't it the truth that you want to kill Tracy? You can feel it deep down inside you. And you're afraid if you don't kill yourself, you just may do it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes dead is the better option, buddy. Now, I dare you to take my gun, put it in your mouth, and blow your brains out. Do it. Do it. It's what Dean would want. It's what Dean would want. It's what Tracy would want. Tracy would want. Tracy. It's what we all want. 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 You've been a bad boy.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Blow your brains out. Do it, chicken. Do it. 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 Do it.
Gary, what are you doing? Give me the gun. My God, Gary, what are you doing, man? Gary.
Hey, Doc. What brings you to my neck of the...
And that was 2002, and that was 2005. And then we come back to his movie 2005. This is his real oddball film. This one was made in 2005. It's rated 13, and it's Reconciled through the Christ, and which just threw me off. I mean, yeah, it's a Christian movie, and you think, you know, it's kind of funny for people, you know, think this guy's a big horror director who's directed all these movies about cheating and monsters, and, like, not monsters, but sleaze and murder and serial killers and dementia and all being stuck in the Sunnyvale mental institution. And here we come with this movie called Reconciled, and it's honestly, it's a Christian movie. It's definitely it is a little preachy. I will say it's a tiny bit preachy, but I was not insulted by it. Like, I mean, I didn't feel like this is stupid, this sucks. It was actually a very well made movie, and the two lead actors definitely, no matter what people believe, what religion they believe or what they believe in life, the two lead actors here were very good, and I'm going to judge the movie on its movie basis. It was a pretty good movie. I did not enjoy the CGI. I thought the CGI, the thing about CGI is it's already dated right when it's made, and it's a low budget movie, and he did point out the fact that it made sense because it's not exactly what it seems why the CGI would look like that, but I still did not enjoy it. The lead actor here is in the movie Santa Claus vs. Aliens. He plays like a general versus zombies. I have seen that movie. And it also has the guy from Twisted Illusions too. The two lead actors do a very good job, and it's about a man who's been committing adultery, fraud, all sorts of horrible things in his life, and his wife leaves him, and he decides that he's going to go kill her. But he bumps into this sort of a prophet, guardian angel type deal that's trying to stop him and give him one last chance of salvation. And through a road trip, he ends up killing this guy several times and fighting this guy and fighting with him, but he's also like fighting with himself and things like that. And he, makes his final decision before it's too late, and you see what he does. Not before it's too late, but he makes his final decision before he gets there. Not a really bad movie at all, and I enjoyed the film. I was not bored. It's a good movie, but I know that some people won't be able to. I know a lot of people, if it's not their religion or it doesn't follow their beliefs, they'll just throw it out and spit on it. I don't agree with that. I mean, I think that everything should be given a chance regardless of what you believe. And, if somebody can't watch something because they don't agree with it or disagree with it, then maybe you really aren't that so strong in your own beliefs then. But I would check this out, maybe if you guys are interested. I know a lot of horror fans will not dig it. It does have some horror elements to it, and it's two really good actors doing a good job, and it's Reconciled.
So if you don't mind me asking, why are you going to kill her?
Who sent you here? What do you want?
Oh, I'm nothing but a poor sinner. Just trusting in Christ for my salvation. Just more than a little curious about you, that's all.
Yeah, sure. You're probably some private investigator, hired by Elise to follow me around for the divorce proceedings, aren't you? Yeah, if you must know, I have been cheating on my wife, Elise, for about a year now with my secretary, Rhonda. Yeah, I wanted the best of both worlds. That's true. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be. And all this comes crumbling down around me. What am I supposed to do? Elise is going to leave me. I can't have that. I decided it was time to end it all. For both of us. Forever. Nobody leaves me. Nobody. I decided that when my father left my mother when I was 10.
If you go through with this, where do you think you'll end up when you die, Pilgrim? Like the smell of sulfur? Burning forever, without ever being consumed? The eternal weeping of loss. The gnashing of teeth. I guess you hadn't thought that far ahead. Now have you, old hoss cat. You know, I read where Jeffrey Dahmer, he accepted Christ while he was in prison. And even though he had done some of the most heinous things imagined, if he was sincere in his decision, he could be in heaven right now.
And his final film, which there was a big hiatus here. In between here, he came out with this Carnage, Crimson Carnage, The Making of Truth or Dare, with 2009, which is free on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. It's the only way it's ever been released, which is a very interesting, and this kind of spawned this creativity where he wanted to make a new Truth or Dare. Everyone wanted to do it in part 4, and the funny thing is, he's also made other documentaries. I should talk about the Blinded for Blood series, one that followed Truth or Dare and Wicked Games, I believe. No, Killing Spree and Wicked Games, and one that followed Creep and other things like that. They're very interesting documentaries that are on the special features as well. And he also made 2 books, Unreal and Hammer to the Head, which I have not read, which are also available. But all these people's interest in the original Truth or Dare movie inspired him to make a 4th one. And that is Deadly Dare's Truth or Dare Part 4. And also there's been this big stink about somebody else making a Truth or Dare movie that starred in this movie with a similar plot to this movie without any blessing from Tim Ritter or anybody involved in the movie. So there's been a big stink about that movie as well. But as far as Deadly Dares is concerned, it is definitely one of his best movies, and it was great to see. I was thinking, what's he going to go after he does this, like, you know, the Christian movie? I was thinking, is he done with horror movies? Is he not going to make any more horror movies? And then 5-6 years later, he comes out with Deadly Dares, Truth or Dare 4, and it's just like his old movies. It's, you know, the whole cheating, the whole sleazy type exploitation deals, and the whole you know, this time I think that he tackled the social media network instead of like the media, and I think that I'm at social networking. He did a great job here. I thought that, you know, how like he said he wanted to make Truth or Dare how he would have made it nowadays, the first one, and you know, Romero said that Night of the Living Dead, Diary of the Dead was the same thing, but Romero didn't. I don't think he understood social networking as much as Tim Ritter understood the social networking on Facebook and things like that, and he understood that, you know, how it works. And people on this are basically have a dare site where they're daring each other online to do things, and our lead is left by his wife, his girlfriend, and he ends up getting involved with this girl who keeps daring him to do things, and it gets escalated completely out of control, of course trying to impress her, and he ends up doing a murder. He lets it go viral, and that causes a whole crap storm of other things and violence and crazy things like that. All these people obsessing and idolizing Mike Schreiber from the original Truth or Dare murders, the Copper Mask Killer. And it's really interesting. I must mention that the actor Billy Blackwell, who's also in Santa Claus versus Zombies, which is not one of my favorite movies at all. It's okay. But he does an amazing job of this movie. His buddy, Axel Lawless, he does a great job. Very believable, very likable in a kind of demented way. But the 2 lead actors in this movie are very good, and I must commend Billy Blackwell for doing an exceptional job. I think this is actually one of Tim Ritter's best movies, and I like to see where he'd go from next. And I even want to see a Truth or Dare Part 5 with Mike Schreiber getting out and killing some people again. But that's Deadly Dares. I'd recommend this one. A very cool storyline on this, and I will not be checking out the other Truth or Dare by someone with a very similar storyline.
Complete. Now it's your turn. Truth or Dare?
All right, there.
I dare you to punch the hipster doofus right there in the face with all your might.
Okay, dude. Do it. Axel, I can't hit you. Come on.
I dared you. If you don't do it, I win, and then we're through.
And that's how she lured me in, like a black widow. My lust for her after she showed me that tattoo, the possibility of getting together for a rendezvous. I mean, people connect on the internet all the time, don't they? I didn't want to lose 2 women in one day.
Oh, you tool? You call that a hit? Oh, wuss. I'll give you one more shot, loser.
Loser. Loser. What are you doing, dude? You want to lose this hot piece of skank? Man, she fucking dared you. Ow!
Oh, Axel, I'm sorry, man. You all right?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Dare complete, honey. That was so good.
Hey, we'll be right back. I'm gonna get you some ice.
Shit!
Okay, look. Put this on it.
This is our guy. I was just polishing my bat when it suddenly went off.
Oh, man, what do you want, man? You like that?
It's for you, Dar. Let's get out of here.
Oh, wow. That was so good.
But I hope that Tim Ritter makes some more movies. I just want to thank him for being a very nice guy. He was very nice to me and helped me track down some of his the rare releases, and even, you know, basically gave me a couple freebies in there, which was really nice of him. Thank you very much. And continue making horror movies. He's one of the independent guys that I had seen some of his films, have not seen all, wanted to get to know everything. And I'll continue doing this about other independent directors as well, and maybe some more mainstream ones if people want, but I'm going to focus on independent. And thank you very much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I didn't talk much about the Blinded for Blood documentaries, but you know, Tim Ritter is a director who's put his heart and soul into this, and he's always seemed to have bad luck in the documentaries and commentary. He seems to work like 16 hours a day, then come work 8 hours on a movie, or vice versa. He always has fall-throughs, and people get mad about getting blood on their house and everything, which is very funny that they're called Blinded for Blood, the documentaries he made. But it just seems that Tim Ritter's got the short end of the stick, and he should get more appreciation than he actually does. And he's had a lot of bad luck, and he never gave up, and he's made over 10 feature films, and that's commemorable. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
Killing Spree wrapped principal photography on August 12, 1987. By October 22, 1987, we had completed all the editing and a final sound mix. We thought that the hardest part of making Killing Spree was going to be getting the money to finance the film and getting people together to actually make it. But the most difficult and frustrating aspect of Killing Spree turned out to be getting a distributor. The problem is not only that many of the distributors are rip-off artists, but often it is a task just to get a phone call answered or a door opened. Things weren't helped much as smaller video companies like Vestron Video collapsed in the wake of big studios wanting all of the video pie for themselves. The big guys showed no mercy as they either bought up or put out of business any company they saw as a threat. They began to monopolize the video marketplace, shutting out the independents. During the course of the next 3 years, Killing Spree would go through no less than half a dozen distributors. Films around the world did manage to sell off some foreign markets, but nothing happened on the U.S. video front. Finally, in 1990, I got sick of waiting for a suitable advance offer from a U.S. video distributor, and Twisted Illusions Incorporated became the supplier and distributor of Killing Spree. We made the boxes and posters and shipped product to wholesalers and retailers across the country. This distribution process replaced my filmmaking goals for a period I refer to as a distribution abyss. From October 1990 to July 1992, I sold the film to as many people as I could. Publicity, telemarketing, shipping, duplicating, and billing became my life. It was tedious and aggravating, for I wanted to make movies, not sell them, but this had to be done. It was the only way to get the movie out and not get ripped off, hopefully. During this period of time, a lot happened. Sadly, Vincent Miranda, the assistant director on Killing Spree, and Raymond Carbone, actor in both Truth or Dare and Killing Spree, both died of heart attacks during this distribution abyss. They are sorely missed, and neither movies could have been made without their contributions. Finally, Donald Farmer negotiated a deal with Magnum Entertainment of California to pick up distribution rights for Killing Spree. They made a new box for the movie with a scantily clad woman in the artwork and re-released Killing Spree into the rental market in July of 1992. This freed me up from that seemingly endless and thankless chore of self-distribution. Finally, I could focus on making another movie. For Creep's video release, I had pre-booked thousands of copies with wholesalers across the country. Here we get into the business end of things and what I call the distribution sting. One of my major distributors, who was completely reputable up to this point, began to pass me rubber checks after receiving thousands of tapes. The checks came back through UPS's check-on-delivery system, which sometimes take 2 weeks to receive. To my surprise, these company checks were no good, and some were stamped account closed when I tried to put them through. I ended up owing my duplicator thousands of dollars, and I had to break out the credit cards to pay off the astronomical bill. It was hard enough to make the movie, and now the pressure was on as I strived to stay afloat during this sad part of the game with seemingly no rules. It seems that making an honest living, especially in the cutthroat entertainment world, is nearly an impossibility with all the crooks in the business. One company made over $60,000 off of retail sales of Creep as I struggled to line up litigation against them. A lot of these guys got away with their sting, for mail fraud is an extremely expensive and difficult crime to fight in the intangible legal arena. Summer 1995 became its own living nightmare as hurricanes kept hitting the coast. My car kept breaking down, and I struggled to get the money owed to me from dishonest distributors. I remember doing a lot of walking, sweating, talking, and suffering that blazing summer. I seriously questioned whether I ever would attempt to make another movie for any reason ever again. I began thinking that a lot of people were right in saying I better train for a real job and lose the filmmaking desire altogether.